Good morning from good old Germany. I'm visiting my cousin here in Papenburg. He's just here with me.
Hello guys.
And this place here is crazy. I know about this place. He didn't even know that much about this place here because it's kind of a little bit outside in the fields. But it's a place where in the 80s they made this testing facility for the Transrapid, the German monorail. One piece is still here in this visitor center. It's not in use anymore. You might know this train from Shanghai, which is being used from the city center to the airport, but there's none of these systems here in Germany working monorails anymore. This here is just one of the trains being used here on the testing site, but since 2006 there's no trains anymore here, and there was big hopes to make a connection from Berlin to Hamburg to show the world the German engineering and building such systems and trains, and the magnetic train would be a big thing to export to the whole world. Like Siemens, ThyssenKrupp, Deutsche Bahn, the German government, everybody was working on it together in hope to make it a really successful thing of the future, to travel like 500 kilometers an hour, just kind of like this, and like a plane, just like all between big cities. But it never came really into realization here because it cost a lot of money, and I guess I know modern high-speed trains are effective as well, and might be even, I know you can make longer trains than the monorail, so I'm not quite sure why they are not as successful, and there's only, I think, the one in Shanghai. But this one here particularly had a big problem in 2006. There was a big rail accident where there was just like a cart, or however you call it, for like being on the rail here to do some maintenance work, and Transrapid came with almost 200 kilometers an hour and hit and crashed into the cart, and 23 people died, which here is a small monument with 23 trees for all these people who passed away in that tragic crash here on the site, which I think was the last train ever going over this elevated monorail. Since then, the German government stopped funding this whole project, and they did have another plans to build the Transrapid in Munich, but everybody gave up on this whole project, and now it's just sitting here, kind of, I know, growing back into nature. So I'm not what the future of this is, but maybe in China there is a future. If the Germans can do it, the Chinese can. Let's go and explore some of this facility here, how it looks like nowadays. It was one of these mobile inspection cards on the track which caused the accident in 2006, and there's another Transrapid here sitting ready to be used on this track here. And just here is a railway switch where they have to switch between these two lines, where the Transrapid goes into a circle, come back here, where they could on the straight part of the line exceed even 450 kilometers an hour. And back then in the 90s you would be able to come here to the visitor center, pay a fee and get on the train and have this experience for yourself, which was the fastest train in the world back then. And that day was unlucky for the families who took the ride on the train, and since then there's nothing going up on this track anymore. It goes for many kilometers through the forests and fields of the Papenburg area and just sitting empty. And I don't think it's gonna be back anymore. This here behind me is the exact spot where the Transrapid had its worst accident ever, with 23 people die. And I'm not quite sure if it's the real reason they shut down this whole project, but it definitely, if they were in troubles, just gave them this, I don't know how you call it, like a death punch. And there's a small place here for all the people who passed away in this tragical event. It's just kind of crazy if you see how straight this line goes, just a slight curve to the left. And if you're riding a train, basically a high-speed train, and it hits something on the tracks and it just wipes out your life. It's just really insane. That something like this could have happened basically was just a big mistake from somebody who sent a cart to do some inspection while the train was approaching with high speed from one or another side. It's just kind of crazy. And even though it's just like human failure, I don't know why they shut it down because of this, because it was nothing wrong with the train and with the tracks. But it was definitely one of the events which led to shut down this whole thing here. This here is the northern switch, where the monorail makes a big loop going all the way around and comes back here. So it's interesting to see how they would switch this huge track. It's not just a small railway track like you have it in the conventional railroad. So there's like some electric engines, and somehow they must be moving this whole track to the right, so it would connect on the second, basically on the line of the other end of the loop, which would be kind of very hard to do because as you can see how massive this track is, and you would think there would be some kind of a curve in it, and if the train is going with high speeds, I don't know how smooth the ride would be at this joint here, but obviously it was working because this never caused an accident other than human failure. Interesting place here. What a place, what a story, and this crazy German engineering. Too bad this whole project just got cancelled and they never built one here in Germany. It would be really fun to get on a Transrapid from Munich to Hamburg or to Berlin. Would be really fun, but it seems like I have to go to Shanghai, and at some point in the future we're gonna be on the Transrapid with this technology from Germany, from here, the small town of Papenburg, all the way in Shanghai, China. Thanks for watching, guys. See you again. Bye.